We're going to be processing tomatoes today for the pantry. I have my jars, lids, and rings all here and ready. They have been washed in the dishwasher and sterilized, and I keep the lids on until it is time for me to fill the jars. I don't want anything getting into my jars, so when I'm ready to fill the jars, I will put the rings and lids in a warm bath in here after I am done cleaning out the scraps. And then I will start loading my tomatoes in, and hopefully, I'm hopeful to get at least 3 of these jars. I don't discriminate against tomatoes. I don't grow aromas for sauce and pink ladies for eating and atomic brads, atomic for different things. I like striped cavern tomatoes. I grow those. This year, Brad's Atomic was an experiment and awesome to grow. They taste so good. I got these at Baker's Creek Heirloom Seeds. I grew some pink ladies. At least I think they're pink ladies. And what else? Oh, I did grow some Romas. Here we go. They crossed, I guess, with a cherry tomato. And they look kind of like those little nesting dolls. But yes, I will cut all these. I will put them in my jars. And I'm going to can everything cold. So when I'm ready, I'll put my canner on the stove, put my jars in my canner, let it all come up to temperature. I'm also going to be canning a Cushaw. I don't know what happened to this one. It's turning brownish on me, but hopefully I can cut it open and see what's going on inside. I have a few down in the basement, in the garage, that do not look like this. They're nice and clean and they're not turning. So I'm gonna cut this one open and see what's going on inside. If it's good, I will be cutting it into 1-inch squares, filling the remainder of these jars. I guess I can get 2 jars out of this and maybe some for dinner. And I'll be canning that along with my tomatoes because I don't like to run my canner empty. Okay guys, so when I have these all cut up and in the jars and I have my scraps gone, I will put my lids and rings in and I will start loading the canner and I will come back, okay? Okay people, here we are. My tomatoes are in. My squash is in. I'm going to process this for 1 hour and 15 minutes in the pressure canner. I still need to put a ring and a lid on this one, but I will do that and have them all in the canner. When they come out of the canner, I will let you know and show you that step. Here's my canner. I have 1 inch of water on the bottom with a splash of vinegar because I use well water. And it creates this residue on my jars. But, yep, that's it. They're all going in here. And they will be processing for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Alright, once I see a steady stream of steam coming out of this bad boy, I will cap it with this. 11 pounds of pressure. I always can between 11 and 15 pounds. I have the stove on a little medium high. As the canner comes up to pressure, I will lower it. When it gets in between the 10 and the 15, I will lower this to low and it will stay in between the 10 and the 15. An hour and 15 minutes with a 15-minute rest time, or until the canner bobbin on the back drops and no steam comes out of here when I remove this. Nonetheless, I will be outside in the garden today, so my son's gonna watch the canner, and he will shut it down when it's done, and I will probably be out until, when this canner's done, I'll come back. Are you waiting patiently to go outside? Yes, you are. Sit down. You want to sit? Sit. Good girl. Good girl. She gets so excited. Okay, we're going outside. Give me 2 minutes, okay? Matthew's gonna watch the canner and we're gonna go outside. I know Shadow's already outside. I know. You gonna wait? You gonna wait there? Good girl. Who's a good girl? You are. Yes, you are. I want to go outside too. 2 minutes, okay? I know. I know. Shadow already went outside without us, right? I know. It's okay. Yes, we'll go out. Alright guys, so this is venting. I don't know if you can see it. A steady stream of steam. And when it vents for 10 whole minutes, I'd like to see it a little steadier than that. I will put this on. I've got the timer on for 10 minutes. Okay, timer went off. I will be adding this and watching the back pop. This one goes up a lot nicer than my last one. My last one kind of jiggled until it popped. We'll wait till the back pops and we will set the timer. It's gonna come up soon. This one popped up a lot nicer than my last one. My last one used to jiggle kind of funny. This one just goes whoop. There it comes. I had to give my old canner to my daughter and buy this new canner. Lucky I bought it before the pandemic, because if you can find a canner right now, it would cost an arm and a leg. And you couldn't find them during the pandemic. The deal was supposed to be that I would trade my old canner for her newer, bigger canner, and then she decided that she's gonna keep them both. And so there we go. See, now we will wait until this comes up to 11 pounds of pressure and we will start the timer. Okay, so in my canning book I have a recipe for pumpkin and winter squash. One thing I did not do, I did not boil the squash for 2 minutes. Instead, I made a little bit of simple syrup and put that into the jars nice and hot. So that should take care of that. Because I don't know if Cushaw is a soft squash or a hard squash or a winter squash or a pumpkin, or it's considered a squash. So anyway, here it says to process at 11 pounds of pressure. Well, my pressure is different because the chart on the back will tell you what pressure. For 55 minutes for pints and quarts 90 minutes. I have pint and a halves, so I'm just going to do it for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So my tomatoes are in there as well, and they will process at 11 to 15 pounds of pressure for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay. And here we go. The canner's coming up to pressure. I've already added the time to the clock so that when it reaches pressure, it will be 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. A little more is better, a little less is not. So we're coming up. I am going to start to turn the dial down once it reaches the 11 pounds. And it will keep creeping up a little bit. Okay, so here we go. As it goes up, I will go down. Just to go slowly and match up with it. And this really does its best work at a medium to low because it's a much bigger burner than all the other burners on the stove. And again, this is a very old, this came with the house, and it's a Jenn-Air. Don't know if you can see that. It's a Jenn-Air. Couldn't find parts for it. So we bought some generic knobs because all the Jenn-Air knobs were broken. There we go, we're going up. And I'm going down. Okay, so it's on low now. It will stay right there. That's 11 pounds. It will stay there. It'll go up 2 notches, maybe down back to 11, up 2 notches or so. And as the jars are coming closer to their processing end time, it will stay at 11. So I have my stove on medium low. My son's gonna watch the canner for an hour and 15 minutes, and then he will shut it down, and I will come up later in the day and show you the finished product. Alright guys, we are at 11 pounds. The clock is at 1:17, close enough. And I'm going out to the yard now, do some yard work. Alright guys, so we are back from the backyard. So here we go. We are now going from the clock to the stove. And I am pulling this off. Nice and cool. The bottom has gone down. I am going to attempt to pull this up. Can you help me here? There we go. So, middle jar first. There goes the cushion. It looks good to me. See it? Looks good. Here's uh-oh. I think something broke. Tomato. Tomatoes. Let's see. Tomatoes. Hopefully nothing broke, right? Cushaw. Tomato. And that'll settle down. Tomato. And another cushaw. Another tomato. Okay, so truth be told, my canner only holds 8 pint-and-a-half jars. So we have this one left to do. So I'm going to wait till the water cools down in the canner, and I'm going to can this. With me today, it was a long day. And hopefully I'll see you next time.